Hi guys, welcome to the Lucy Show live stream. I've finally practiced this, so I think this is actually live now when you're looking at it because I'm looking at it as evil. So hopefully with much practice, it's working. Hope you guys are doing well on this random Wednesday night. And I just want to share with you guys these crazy thoughts that I've been thinking since watching Squid Game. You guys know that I did an entire episode or 4-hour chat with you guys on Squid Game, and I told you guys that there's a TV show, a Japanese TV show called Liar Game that I also recommend. Hey guys, um, that's very similar to the Squid Game except with no killing. And then my friend actually recently asked me to watch Alice in Borderland on Netflix, which is like a Japanese kind of like survival game genre show as well. And yesterday I just couldn't help but think. When you like shower and you just think endlessly. So I think yesterday, I don't know why, after watching so many different versions of kind of the same concept, just like obviously somebody decides to set up these games for these characters and all these plots. And whether it is some people are trying to make money or they're trying to prove a point here, it's very interesting that in these games that people play, you really learn, I guess, who you are in a very short span of time, right? Whether you're going to betray your friends or if you're going to sell somebody out, or you're going to be kind and do good things with for somebody that you just met, maybe within a week. So I think it's like a really true test of character at the end of the day. But it really made me think. Hi, Lucy from Illinois. Hi, Orlando. Hello again, Lucy. Hi. Sorry, is it Big Boy, but with like 13 IG 13 OY? I'm really bad with names, but thank you all for joining me on this channel. Once again, if you haven't already, please make sure you are smashing that like button right when you come onto my channel. Really helps the channel grow. This is my second channel, so recently hit over 1,000 subscribers. Would be amazing if you guys could share my videos with your friends and family. And as always, smash the like button right when you come on in. So yeah, overall, I just pretty much thought about how all of these are like Netflix shows or, TV shows that are there to provoke thought and then obviously make money. But if you think about it, this is not the first, right? Like, it's not just these Asian dramas that are becoming popular. Technically, Hunger Games, that's been out a couple years back with Jennifer Lawrence. So genres like that people love to watch. And I mean, scary enough, this might be kind of predicting the future, right? Because right now, I mean, humans have loved to watch the Olympics for years. And that's just pretty much watching people verse each other in terms of sports. And there's no, well, I think back in the day there probably was more blood before they put in more regulations and whatnot. But either way, we like to watch things live. I mean, you're watching this right now. Human beings like to watch things live. Human beings like to watch this type of competition go on between others. They like horse betting from like one player to another. It just kind of made me think about life in general and what are the possibilities that we are, and this is going to be more like existentialism, but what are the chances that maybe we're all just here because our creator decided to put us here and watch us kind of like a game. And it is literally like a survivor game, except instead of having it be like life or death on Netflix, for example, like on Squid Game, you either win and you take the money and then you go back to regular life or you die. In a sense, I think our lives are really just somewhat like a game, except everybody's given like a fair amount of time to be on this planet, right? You get maximum, what is it, like 120 years max. I don't think I'm going to live to 100, and maybe like 80 something. So, yeah, you get about 100 years. and you have all these obstacles to go through. Really, there's no rules, right? You do whatever you want. You can work at McDonald's your whole life, or you can make yourself a multi-billionaire like Jeff Bezos. So there's really no rules to it. But I don't know about you guys, but I do feel like whoever created this, our world, if this is a game, that maybe the people watching, I don't know if it's in terms of betting, but there has to be some type of a point to prove here. And is it possible that we are given 100 years each to either show worthiness or prove a point enough for something to happen? And maybe all these millions, billions of years that pass by, nobody's nobody's really succeeded at life or at this game in a sense. I like the Hunger Games story. Big Boy says, those kinds of movies make me try to find ways to better myself, Bennett Jr., like survival games, right? It really does make you think. I mean, I'm watching Alice in Borderland right now. And this one is interesting because unlike Squid Games, where they just brought in a bunch of random people, well, one guy knew someone else. Um, they brought in three characters where they're like best friends. And then it's like they have to go into like life or death battle. So it really makes you think. I mean, people don't want to think about this stuff. Like, okay, if I were to play like a survival game with my closest friends, what would I do? But in reality, you technically are always put in positions where you have to figure out, am I going to choose me or am I going to choose my friend or this loved one? So I think maybe the reason why we like to watch these genres and we like these survival games is because it is real life, except maybe the time ticker has just been shrunk. So instead of having like 100 years to make these long-term decisions that affect you later, and maybe you won't realize it, like if you have small little sins over here in your regular life, maybe it won't impact you as much as like in a survival game. You betray somebody, then they'll probably won't help you out on the next game, whatnot. But it is really similar. I couldn't get over it, and if anything, watching these survival games makes me glad that at the end of the day, whether it is you're in it for the money, because some of these shows are just about fighting with each other, winning these games, these intellectual games in the end to get money, like the Liar game I was telling you guys about that I really liked, that came from a manga turned into live action Japanese TV show, or like the Squid Game. At the end of the day, oh, that's Squid Game versus Squidward's game. Oh, and then went out in the world virtually sorry. Big Boy says, from time to time, I feel like society is moving towards a virtual interaction only. There was a movie, don't remember the name, where the dude woke up and went into his room and put VR headset on and then went out in the world virtually. I think that's Ready Player One. Is that the movie you're talking about, Big Boy? But yeah, that's a concept I think that's been repeated over and over. I don't know who started it first, but I've seen this in Japanese like animes for a while now, that people's lives are just completely changed, and we're kind of moving towards that direction. I think Japan would be the quickest in actually getting there, but I do see in the future more and more things are going to be virtual, things that you cannot even imagine. Like right now, if you're standing in front of a PC and you got your keyboard on your table, I mean, I've already seen it online that there are people who don't need keyboards because everything's just kind of projected, and you can tap onto your table with the letters just kind of placed on your table through like a projection. So I think we're moving more towards that direction in the future. Uh but depends on how quickly the companies like Apple, for example, can come out with these projectors. But I think we're going to have less and less of a need to like have a whole bunch of technology that's unnecessary in the future, when technology is like going to be good enough to just have a bunch of holograms and projections everywhere. And like, why do I need to paint my room in different colors in the future when I could just project with LED lights, different wallpaper on the walls? So anyways, hi JV love. So yeah, yesterday I don't know why I was watching Alice in Borderland, and all of a sudden I just felt really really thankful after the fact, just like taking a shower. I was like, wow, watching these shows and then just remembering the fact that nobody really set the rules to how you live your life, but we all have about less than 100 years on the planet. Really just makes me grateful to have good health. And I was just really happy about being alive because, yes, no one's going to force you into some survival game. I mean, I hope, knock on wood, nobody ever has to deal with that. No one here, at least. Um, but at the end, it's like everything we think about life or everything we chase after, I think, like in terms of money, in terms of being wealthy, or, these relationships, or having a lot of friends, all of these things I feel are just kind of programmed in us. And it's like you're given these drives to make society work in a sense, and you want all these things. Like most people would tell you, they just want a big house, they want a nice car, to be married, have kids. Sometimes I wonder, is it possible that all of these things, I mean, whether you want it or not truly for yourself, but are all these things kind of given to us to drive us to just kind of make society work and make you become an employee, hopefully, make more money for the economy, just continuously drive it up for the people at the top, right? The 1% or the 0.001%. The few that needs this world to function the way it always has. So they sell you all these ideas of all the things that you need to be, you need to look a certain way, and therefore you need to buy all these things. Again, money makes the world go round. So I was just, I don't know, I just had this random epiphany yesterday and felt this relief. I don't know how long this feeling is going to last, but I just felt this crazy relief of I don't really need anything except for just my good health, being alive, and really just knowing what I want and my own thoughts. I mean, thank God thoughts are still free right now, but I don't know what it'll be like in the future because it does seem like life is turning more into 1984 as we speak. I don't think the one I saw was Ready Player One, but I started thinking about it, Big Boy says, more when I learned the military is flying drones across the world and running missions remotely. It's a new world, for better or worse. 40K, hi. Thanks for coming in. And hi, Max Max. Thanks, guys. James Bond is coming this weekend, Dave. Oh my gosh. Wow, is it already? I guess because it's October, right? Holy cow, time flew by. I remember wishing for James Bond to land in theaters when they first said that it was canceled and it was going to be rescheduled. So I'm definitely going to see that in theaters at AMC. But somebody on my other live stream was Low Roller Scratcher. I don't think he's here right now, but he was saying how, I guess, hi, producer Roy 29. But I think, yeah, Low Roller Scratcher said that the CEO of AMC posted, and you can watch Venom, but like if you buy a ticket and then you can bring a friend and watch for free if you're like a shareholder or like a fractional investor or something like that. If you guys do that, check it out. Let me know if that's true, and I'll decide if I want to go see it for basically half off, right? Because you can watch it with two people, and then the other person doesn't have to pay, so that's really just 50% off. Most pigeons are drones. Don't you see them recharging on the power lines? Hector the dude. No, I didn't think that the pigeons were drones, but from that Black Mirror episode where all the bees were drones, I wouldn't be surprised if they go for insects, just because I think it's easier to, just the way that insects look like cockroaches and stuff like that. I think the way their shell looks and just their natural look, it's easier for like robots to imitate than like something with meat and feathers on it, like a pigeon. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Thank you, JF. Smash the likes. Guys, really, really appreciate it. If you're coming onto this live stream, this is my second channel, really trying to make it grow. So if you don't mind, smash that like button. Always appreciated. And I'm just thankful for your views. Physical health and Dilo. I heard that most insects are man-made. There aren't that many natural bugs. Interesting. I don't know what insects were man-made. Let's see. Let's see if there are any man-made bugs. Use our trusty Google. But I feel like animals change and insects change so much over the years that maybe they're just like a byproduct of older animals and insects. Hold on. Are insects man-made? Let's just pop that into Google. All right, didn't see anything pop up right away on that one. Smash, thank you, Jimbo. But yeah, um, I'm watching Alice in Borderland right now, and I think that's why it made me think about all these things because this is like a literal survival show on Netflix that's like Japanese, but it doesn't involve money. So like pretty much these characters just I don't know how it happened because I'm still in the middle of it, but it's really really good. These characters pretty much just wake up and the protagonist just well, they don't wake up. They just like enter this like alternate universe. It's supposed to be still like Japan, but nobody's there. Only the players that are playing the game are like inside this other universe that looks like it's Japan. And they're just trying to live. Like they're playing these games, which if you mess up, you die in the game. And if you win, then you like get a visa. So like more days to live in this like world. I'm not sure if it's even like a virtual world because nobody knows really what's going on in the beginning of the show anymore. But yeah, really just made me maybe watching these shows just eventually makes you thankful for life, I think. But I definitely yesterday, I don't know how long this carries over because usually whenever I feel grateful about life, happy to to be able to have air in my lungs, shelter, food, clean water, all that, after a while I end up start thinking about, wanting to make money, buying a big house, and all these things. So I feel like I have moments of just being like enlightened to a point and really grateful for life. Then after a while, that kind of just fades away. Is that just me? Or do you guys ever feel that? Like you reach an epiphany, like, oh my goodness, I'm just glad to be alive. Like I'm not in these survival games. No one's chasing me. No one's hunting me down to kill me or forcing me to play these games or I'll possibly die. And then you go back to normal. I think maybe it's like the level of happiness I told you guys about before, where your natural state of happiness is probably just like a 70 out of 10, like 70 out of 100. So like 7 out of 10. And then even if you were to win the lottery one day and you'll be like, 10 out of 10 happiness level, after a while, they probably just fade right back down to wherever you started. Like maybe it is what it is. Like you just can't stay on a crazy high, like a 10 out of 10 every single day. Is that just me? John, so money equals happiness. LOL. Money equals a lot of things. It could get you a lot of things in life, but I am gonna disagree with that. I don't think money buys you happiness necessarily. You can be happy no matter how much money you have in your bank account. The grass always seems greener on the other side. Happiness. What is that, Antila? Yeah, I know it's been rough to realize what happiness is. If you're always looking constantly at all your portfolios in the past couple of days. The Luci show equals happiness. Thank you so much, Aiden. That's so sweet. With the related links. Oh, like the way they got mutated fish in the Great Lakes. Abdu Jr. Oh my God, yes. I actually saw like an article on that. Apparently, some people put like their goldfish. I don't know what state this was, but maybe it was Florida. I forget. But I saw on the news this was this year that like a giant picture. You could probably Google this. It was like a huge goldfish. It was like a goldfish like bigger than the size of my head. Um, and it's due to people flushing goldfish like down the toilet or something like that. And I guess it just goes into either like swamps, rivers, or lakes, and it gets mutated. Maybe it was close to a nuclear plant. I don't know, but these goldfish were this big. That's messed up. Did you see the live action intro for Netflix Cowboy Bebop? It drops November 19. I hope isn't an abomination like their Death Note movie. No, I've never seen that. I mean, I I liked Death Note like the anime. The movie, honestly, I didn't think it was horrible. I watched it. I think it could have been worse. It wasn't horrible, but it's just hard. I feel like once you fall in love with like an anime, you watch it, it's like really, really hard for real life action to really to please anybody. And it's just rough. Like, especially with like, I don't know, like the humans just never really live up to the anime characters. Maybe it's the looks. I don't know. The acting's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with the acting, but I think maybe we just like whenever you watch an anime and it's like so perfect, you have all these hopes, and then when you watch live action, it's just really really hard to mimic. I went to AMC. 40K official says to watch. Uh, okay, Malignant. Malignant. I never see that over the weekend. It was pretty good. I don't think I've seen that. Let me search that. Malignant. I'm gonna Google that. I don't think I've seen a trailer for it. Malignant. Okay. Horror thriller, an hour and 51 minutes. 76% on Rotten Tomatoes. Guess it's not bad. Maybe I'll check it out. Maybe I'll watch it on Halloween. I had a dream the other night. I woke up at 4 a.m. and you was still on. Sean Arthur. Uh, that might be a premonition because I will one day do the longest live stream you guys have ever known. I don't know if okay, is there any YouTubers that's done like a 24-hour live stream? I don't know if YouTube lets you do that, but maybe I'll do that one day. I mean, you'll maybe just have to watch me sleep, but if I pull an all-nighter and just have the webcam on, I'll probably do that. That movie was horrible, Sean said. Oh, okay. Well, to each his own. 40K liked it. That's true. It happened to me, Bennett Jr. Stranger Things season 4 coming out next year. And Dilo, I've heard so many things about Stranger Things and I still have not watched it yet. It's like one of those TV shows. It's like Riverdale when everyone told me to watch Riverdale and I never checked it out. Um and I eventually did, then binge watch everything. I think it's just a matter of time before I watch Stranger Things. But one at a time. Agree, Lucy. Money cannot buy happiness. GB love. Absolutely not. Like Aiden's like money can make you happy though. It definitely can solve a lot of problems. That I'll agree with. Money can solve problems. I mean, some people say more money, more problems. But I do believe that money can solve a lot of problems in life. Happiness, though, is an emotion, and nobody can help you and assist you in being happy, no matter how much money they give you. I think that's a given, and I think I've lived through it enough to know because I've come into a lot of money, lost a lot of money, gone back and forth over and over, and I think my happiness levels aren't just high because I have money in my pocket and then it's like low when I don't have anything. I've had wonderful memories of just being happy even when I barely had like $10,000 saved up. I mean, did I aim for more money in the future? Yes, I did want to make more, but I don't think it stops you from just like enjoying your life. And at the end of the day, you really have to know what you want aside from just money because like money cannot just make you feel an emotion. There has to be other things out there that make you feel that emotion, which is happiness. To have money or not to have money, tough choice. Yeah, deal. That's why I told you guys, even though there are a lot of people like university students who've been put through a survey, like, would you rather be rich or not rich? And then this is them knowing, okay, like I think it's like a psychology class or something. This is with them knowing that money doesn't actually buy you happiness. They still chose to be rich. Producer Boy 29, I'm tired of eating noodles and breakfast food. Something need to happen. Are you have you also been eating ramen noodles for breakfast, saving money, or just bleeding on the red days? I don't know. Last time I checked, I don't want to bring up stocks and crypto right now, but last time I checked, things were looking like they were rebounding. But then again, if you've seen my Instagram posts, I am a little bit worried that we're gonna have a little reversal and it's just another fake out. So time will tell, but patience is key. I mean, these are trying times though. It's not easy. McDonald's is accepting Dogecoin, Ken Bussey. Thanks for spreading these rumors. But I don't buy it unless McDonald posts it on Twitter. I will believe that. Twitter is like my new fact checking place. Like if somebody says Elon Musk said this and that, I'll first go on his Twitter to see if that's a fact. If we operated off gold, we would be more disciplined people. Bennett Jr. Imagine, do you guys think, by the way, is it possible that the gold standard could possibly be brought back? Imagine if later on that like life just turns backwards. Like instead of going like the BTC Bitcoin route, people are gonna just have like literal bricks of gold that they carry around with them on a plane, traveling. And then we just go backwards in life. That would be interesting. No stock talk, just need help with anxiety. Okay, producer, we're 29. So I think yesterday, so that's what I was talking about with like these survival game genre shows and like just putting into perspective with like our lives, every single human being on this planet, and the fact that we have no idea why we're here, but we're just here hanging out, um, trying to live this life, trying to be as happy as possible, or whatever society sells you as happiness. I think if you like collectively think about all those things, you will have a breaking point where you just won't feel stressed at all. At least that's my like epiphany moment last night. Like taking a shower, I was just like, you know what? I don't care about anything. Like, do I even care about the fact that, yes, some days are red, some days are green, and I'm making a bunch of money in a couple of months this year, and then I'm losing a whole bunch of money this year? Like, in the bigger scale, like in the grander scheme of things, I don't really care about any of that. And why should I? It's like, as long as I'm alive, and this is literally like probably my prime time. As the years go by, we all will naturally, our bodies will deteriorate. You only have so much time on the planet that like sometimes when you feel anxiety over whatever reasons, I don't know if it's like work or family, friends, portfolios, just like all these things that make you worried or unhappy or past thoughts, like if you really think about life like a movie, you're like, all these worries that you have, it doesn't really matter that much. For example, like, okay, money. Sure, you can make all the money in the world, but you don't know how long you're going to live. And even if you do live to, if you're lucky, you can live to like 100, but I'm not sure how lucky that is because you don't even know how your health is. So each and every day, just literally being able to do the things, hopefully you're doing things that makes you happy as possible, living as freely and as true as possible to yourself. I think that's amazing, and that makes me happy and feel less anxiety. It was just like a moment yesterday I had. Stock was the other channel. Ken Bussy says one channel for stocks, others for emotional support for stocks. I don't know how much of emotional support I can give you guys, considering I have my Doge pill here as my support animal. He's my official support animal. So yeah, I hug him when things are bad. And they say hugging. I don't think they say hugging pillows, but they say if you hug another human being, then I don't know, you gain endorphins or it makes you live longer or something like that, calms you down. So you guys can try that. Uh, no, it's never coming back to many countries don't use it. Flame says, honestly, I don't have any gold investments, but I tell you guys, like, if I were to buy anything, like any materials, I probably want to buy like gold jewelry. So I could carry it with me. I don't know if I'm running away to another country or something. I'll just put on like Wonder Woman style giant 24K gold bracelets on each arm. People think tradition's bad, but I look at tradition as survival. Bennett Jr. says, interesting. Looking at tradition as survival. Queen Lucy Doge. Yeah, when you used to be when you seeing the word account deficit, you know what sadness is. Oh man, when are you buying a Shiba Inu dog, Flame? Good question. Still I feel like I am surviving off of ramen noodles currently. Uh and I'm not doing that well. So I don't want to become one of those people I despise, like the people who are begging on the side of the street with their poor animals that they're not feeding. Well, I hope they're feeding with the money they beg for. So no, I don't think I'm going to get a dog anytime soon until I get my finances in order and also really be able to commit to it because I'm not like a vegetarian, right? Like I eat pepperoni on my pizza. Um, but I don't know, my heart, like I just feel bad for animals that are like some animals are just straight up used by people on social media. Like they just get it because they want more views or attention. Animals and babies, like I told you guys in the past, it does get you more views on whether you're on YouTube, Instagram, whatever. I refuse to be one of those people. So unless I really, really want a dog and I'm gonna give it all my love and support like a child, I can't imagine getting one, even though they're really cute. But I don't want to get something because I think it's cute, like for the looks, if I can't take care of it. I think I seen they can now make gold in a lab. Wow. So alchemy? Alchemists of the past have become a reality. Right now, it's no cost effective, but once they get it down, Sean says, I'd be happy to think people holding gold won't be happy. So, but then though, Sean, it comes down to real gold and then man-made gold in a lab. So, just kind of like diamonds and man-made diamonds, I think there's always going to be a value for like authentic, real, nature-made gold. There's always going to be a market for like the natural stuff, right? And then the stuff that's made up, the synthetic stuff will always cost a little bit less. So I don't think they'll be too worried. Um, but I guess time will tell. We'll see how that works out. There's definitely going to be a lot of pissed off people if I invested all my money in gold and then now you could just print gold like no tomorrow. That would suck. I need a cheat day, Ken Bussy. Why are you putting yourself on a strict diet? No pizza. I would give you $1, Luci. Why? I can't even accept money, by the way. I was talking to you guys on Twitter today. If you didn't join me on my Twitter space, I finally checked it out. It's pretty interesting. Um, but yeah, like I don't I don't I don't have the way. I don't know how people are capable of like accepting money or who's or on Twitter like how does Twitter decide, okay, this person you can send them BTC like via one like just through $1 amount of BTC or in this person you can send $10 but that other person you can't. Do you have to be like verified and have like 100,000 followers or something? Because I only see it for certain people on Twitter that I follow. There's a lot of people with even like 100,000 followers or 300,000 followers that doesn't have um the the option for me to send them Bitcoin or money through Twitter, which is really weird. So let me know if you know about that. I haven't cussed on Twitter yet. But maybe now I'm thinking, you know what? Later I could try I'm going to test out the Twitter space again because I need to test it out 3 times before I can apply for monetization on Twitter. Um, but I think you have to host 3 things, right? So I wonder if you can play music or they're going to like flag you. So I'm going to test that out because I always want to play music when I'm doing YouTube, but I can't because of copyright. So I think I can mute it here and then you guys can just listen to me on Twitter, on the Twitter space. I have that pillow when I wake up in the middle of the night, producer voice says, scare TF out of me looking at me. This pillow? I honestly think that he's not scary though. I can handle this. I think he's adorable. I don't think I'd be okay with looking at the Mona Lisa. Like if I worked for the Louvre, I don't think you can sleep at the Louvre. I mean, maybe some like janitors can. I don't know, but the Mona Lisa would freak me out. I wouldn't be able to stare at that at nighttime. But he's okay. Domino's is trading at 483 a share. Oh, I don't really check out Domino's, but didn't all the pizza stuff do well like during the pandemic because that's what everybody was buying. I for one invested in that, like not in the stock market, but I bought a lot of pizza during the pandemic. I mean, we're still kind of in a pandemic actually. Yeah. And I guess can't really talk about it anymore. I saw the news today that I think for YouTube, you can't talk about people who were talking about anti-vaccine period, like that's a no-no for YouTube now. That's what I saw. Gets banned 24 hours and deal for what? For talking about stuff you're not supposed to talk about on YouTube. I wonder if that was like a kind of like a lowdown from the government, or is it just like by their choice? I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how much control the government has really on these tech companies. Yeah, when used to seeing the word again. Yes, government. God. Well, I guess that's how life is. Yeah, no matter how big you get, the government can always knock you down. And I was looking today because I was wondering if the government would actually shut down. Um, I'm wondering if it'll happen this year on Biden's watch because it's happened on Trump, it's happened on Barack Obama, and it's happened, I think, on Clinton's run. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it has. So government shutdowns has happened a lot in the past. So I'm not sure if it'll happen this year. We'll see. Twitter. Wait, what gets banned 24 hours on Twitter? For what? Government is big tech best friend. Marco. I'm an independent. I love not being brainwashed, Bennett Jr. So the scary thing is, I don't think it's about like right now. I think this is just like the tip of the iceberg. Okay, censoring things, right? In the future, I'm worried how far this stuff can go, and it's scary to think about. But how long will our thoughts be free, right? Or how long will your thoughts be legal? It's really crazy to think about, but I wouldn't be surprised if down the road, certain countries that aren't facing it right now will face that issue. I mean, we don't even need to bring up North Korea because we all know what's going on there. But I think slowly but surely there will be more places in the world, not going to mention where, that's going to be exactly to like Tiffany says, Big Brother is watching, like 1984, or one day you won't be able to post whatever you want to post. But then that's going to be also really bad for a lot of companies, right? Like if you don't have the freedom of speech, well, first off, that's against the amendment. Um, but if you don't have the right to really express yourself the way you want, then what difference is there from us uh, and North Korea? Ready to see the new James Bond tape? Yes, I'm definitely gonna check it out. I feel like I've watched the Casino Royale one the most. I've rewatched, I think, every single one of is it Daniel Craig? Is that the actor's name? Um I think I watched all of his films. Oh, like at least twice, but I definitely watched Casino Royale multiple times. And all of you guys in this live stream right now, if you're coming in from Living with Lucy, my morning live stream, thank you so much. This is my second channel. Once again, make sure you do subscribe if you haven't already. Smash that lovely like button if you'd like to see this channel grow so that I will do more of these talk shows on this channel. That's why I miss the 90s. We use being cool and doing cool things as a slap in the face to the elite to make life fun and make them seem lame and boring. The president of Robinhood dumped all of his AMC stock right before they restricted trading zero hedge. Futurist. Yeah, I talked about that earlier. This is pretty much the little screenshot that's been sent around all over Twitter. Um, with the words, if this doesn't matter, I don't know what will, I think. Um, am I surprised? Not really. I mean, I know that's stock talk, but it doesn't amaze me to hear about things like this, right? Politicians being the best traders out there, hedgies always winning in the end and getting a little slap on the wrist at the end of it. I think we've all seen that. Everybody's a witness to it this year. Not surprised. I'm not surprised. Why do you think they ban anti-vaccine? Freedom of speech, JM. Can't talk about that too much. The new rule on YouTube is that no talks of that stuff, or you can't be one, I guess. So without talking about it too much, I'm just gonna say, be grateful for your ability to express yourselves on the internet, but also be careful what you say. Always. I think I've always been careful just because I know what happened around the world many times, and people being tricked in the past and history of saying things like they had the freedom and like there was going to be no consequences to your words with your face tied to it. So I've always been careful, I think, what I say. Um, and I wish for you guys the same, whether you have your face out there with your real name on social media or not. I think it's definitely safer to be anonymous than not, 100%. Sadly for me, I put my face out there, but I still try to stay anonymous. I don't tell you guys, where I'm from, where I live, all that. So yeah, uh, I'm just gonna say 10 years from now, I can imagine a lot of people saying a lot of things and having those things dug up and used against them, no matter what. Like, whether you want to be a part of politics or you just maybe want to work for a big company. I can picture that happening in the next decade, that everything you've done on the internet will be used against you, probably more negatively than positively. So enjoy your freedom, guys, while you still have it. You finally reached 1K subscribers. Hey, low roller scratcher. Yes, I did. I think I reached it yesterday, or maybe it was a day before yesterday. So thank you all. Really appreciate it. I know it's weird because I have two channels. So thank you to all of you that show up on my first one and then come here late at night and watch me watch TV shows. Because in the past 30 years, they had that freedom. Nope, Fox says. Uh the censor crypto they censor crypto information too. Are you talking about like Twitter or YouTube? But you know what's funny? I realized the other day that on YouTube there's really no like, how when I post these videos, you have the option to make it like people and blogs, entertainment. I think there's like a sports section. There's really nothing on like there's no actual category for any of these videos to be like stocks or crypto or like finance. That those are non-existent. I don't know if maybe they didn't update their categories, or maybe it's just kind of not talked about, but it's not something that they want to promote. But then it's like questionable because you guys all know how many like Coinbase ads, Gemini ads you guys have seen in the past, I'm sure, on these YouTubers that talk about finance, like me, Kevin, Graham Stephan, or Andre Jack, right? So it's kind of like confusing. It's kind of like it's not very black and white. Let's just put it at that. I'm a little confused myself. We are supposed to be in a great awakening, and they are attacking our natural growth and evolution. Anyone feel like before this CVID, we felt the need to be better ourselves, and then all of this happened. But Bennett Jr., I think no matter what, I will always be optimistic about the future. Like, I know I may sound like a pessimist sometimes, like telling you guys I'm worried about all these things, 1984, all these things happening. But when it comes down to it, I think that humans are extremely resilient, and no matter what's kind of thrown our way, no matter what curveballs or how long bad moments in time last, I think we do become wiser with experience and time. And whether that's the truth for, your neighbors or your aunt and uncle, whatever, close friends, that's a different story. But I definitely think we as human beings can better ourselves through reading, learning, and just really being open minded enough to know that you may not be right all the time. I think that's the worst. It's like the worst people that I don't like to associate myself with are people who are just extremely close minded and will never admit that there's a chance they could be wrong. Um, and think about life and information, the news, in a different light, or at least give yourself the opportunity to know that whatever it is that you are hearing, whatever it is that you're seeing, may not be actual facts, and that there's you just have to dig deeper to see like everybody's agenda. And then even when you dig deep and you think you know everybody's agenda, you still have no idea what's going on. There could be like all these other layers. It's like peeling an onion. Don't eat the fries. Hi, Terrence. In order to survive, we perfect our skills, Vox says. Absolutely. And in order to survive, you need to learn from mistakes in the past. And I think we all just need to reflect on our own mistakes, also learn from mistakes of others so we don't waste as much time making the same mistakes as the previous people. Marco says for a joke, they censor you if you have certain political views, but they allow posting. Oh, I did not know that. I don't think that they would allow that. I've never seen that, what you just mentioned, being posted, what you said they will allow. Um, but in terms of censorship, yeah, politics is like the number one place, the number one category. I think everybody loves to censor. But it's super hilarious. I think I don't know how that even works though, because every time I'm reading like a different news outlet, like in terms of politics, like earlier I was reading something, it was clearly written by like a Republican, and it was just like, well, it's all the Democrats fault. And then I read something that was written by a Democrat, clearly, and they were like, well, the Republicans have no idea what they're talking about. So it just completely different perspectives, different viewpoints, and I think people are just going to believe, they're just going to read whatever they, which side that they already believe in, right? Even though technically Congress is supposed to do what's right for the American people, right? You're supposed to you're supposed to vote on what's the best for the country, not just if you're left or if you're right. So, really hard. It's kind of like wearing a blue shirt and then saying you like the color pink. So, it's kind of contradictory. Uh, you know, Five Guys, hands down, Misty. In or in and out or Five Guys trucking all day saying, hi, trucking all day. Are you still driving around or the day is done for you? I don't do Twitter because of companies IPO and I need my stocks. Ken Bussy says. Yep, agree. Let's stay in finance politics and co on this channel. Oh, you don't want to talk about finance, politics, or yeah, I can't talk about that. I can't talk about too much pandemic on this channel anyways, but feel free to bring up whatever. You guys, this channel is for you lovely folks, whatever you want. So bring up topics you want to talk about, or I don't know, whatever life situation that you're currently in. I like to think of myself as Lucy, the unlicensed therapist. Therapist and anxiety helper. Today is my day off, my turn to cook, so I got Domino's pizza. That's your way of cooking, trucking all day. I don't know who you're cooking for, but to make yourself look like you're giving more effort, go for the ramen noodles. I swear to God, just get instant noodles and then put some vegetables in there, throw some garlic, throw some green onion. I don't know, a package of those pre-cut carrots, corn, and green beans, that stuff. Just toss it in there. It's going to be magical. And whoever you're cooking for is going to be like, damn, trucking all day, worked extra hard on this meal today. You can totally lie to them and say you cooked the noodles too. It's not even instant. What are you talking about? Eating ramen now, Bennett Jr. Who else had ramen this week aside from me? I don't know what it is. Whenever I watch people, like whenever I watch TV shows with when other people are like snacking on junk food, it just gives me the drive to like want to like run to my kitchen and go ahead and grab some like really unhealthy snacks. I don't get peer pressured and I usually don't follow what other people do, but something about watching a late night TV show where the characters are snacking on unhealth. Like if they're eating a steak and they're at like a bougie restaurant, I never get the craving to be like, yeah, I want to buy some steak. I want to eat that right now. I'll like pay $300. Never. But whenever people are eating like cheap, unhealthy snacks, I'm like, yes, sign me up. I need that. So it took a lot out of me yesterday, like self control, and not cook a pack of ramen noodles, spicy ones, yesterday. But I was bitter. Like I was literally bitter in my mouth. I'm like, oh, I want to eat. Eating. Will you ever paper hand Doge Queen? So we don't talk about stocks and crypto too much in here because entertainment purposes only. But no. Hold on. But By paper hand, you mean like selling though? I think people will judge me for selling, period. They'll call it paper hands, whereas I will call it making money and paying for my bills. Do you like Pokemon? Ken is this. Sorry, I'm just reading some older comments. Do you like Pokemon and or collect cards? Thank you. Do I like Pokemon and or collect cards? I like Pokemon. I did not buy any Oreo cookies with the Pokemons on it because I heard they're sold out at Target. Uh, but when I get some, I will make a video of it, maybe like a mukbang, the Lucy show episode. And do I collect cards? Yes and no. I like cards. I've kept some, but no, I don't have anything expensive. I wish I had a Charizard. I wish I had a Charizard to show off and put on my wall and make a YouTube video about it, opening up expensive boxes. Hi, Don. Went to Dodger game, just got home. Oh, man, how was it? Hey, Don, for you, dummy, what? What did you think of Toronto when you visited? Okay, let's go, says clean, yeah, and hot women. Were there hot women in Toronto? Let me think. Yes. They are good looking people, period, I think, in every single city, right? I'm a true believer that in every single city in the world, there's always gonna be your very blessed, naturally good looking folks, and then the poorer souls who aren't blessed with those good cards. So yes, the answer is always yes. There's always good looking and there's always bad looking. And then our tastes are probably different. So I don't know. Maybe what I think is a 10, you think is a 6. But Toronto is clean. Yes. Oh my goodness. If we're gonna compare Toronto to the streets of New York, goodness sake, Toronto is amazing. And in terms of safety, I would say I could walk out on like downtown streets at like 1 to 2 a.m. and feel completely safe in Toronto, whereas I cannot say the same in New York or San Francisco. Toronto had the most beautiful people I've ever seen, Sean Arthur says. Did you go on for vacation or are you from Canada? I collect US coins and currency. Checking all day says. Nice. Terrence Lee says hot woman everywhere. That's the spirit. Hot, super hot woman in the 6, Ken Bus says. New York is disgusting, Mackie says. I live in Long Island. All right, I believe you. We were winning, but now it's tied. Went for the Korea night Dodger hats, but I wish it was a Doge hat. I don't even own a Doge hat. I need to purchase a Doge hat eventually. Good idea. Let's go. Wordy K says, all right. So lucky Lucy is not having dinner or jogging or watching Netflix, Lucha. I'm not gonna be here for like 5 hours. Don't worry. I'm hooked on my new show. I was talking about it earlier. You can rewind, but I'm hooked on my new show, Alice in Borderland, which is another like survival game with no money involved. You don't get prizes at the end of this. You die, you die. You win the game, you live another day. But I'm really happy that they included this one like riddle. It's like this really awesome riddle that I've known about for like more than a decade now. There's like all these different versions of it, but people when I first heard about the riddle, somebody who told me about this, they were like, "Oh, it's because Bill Gates tests out his I think people who work for him or something like that with this question. And if you're like, you have a great resume and then you're at the last spot of your interview, it's probably a myth. I've never heard Bill Gates say it, but apparently at the end of your interview, if you really want to be like his new apprentice, then you have to answer this specific question. I did not get to answer it. I heard the riddle and I was like, WTF, I can't answer this. But after you get the answer, it's just like, whoa, mind blown. Should I ask you guys? Yes, I should. I think some of you will probably know it, but okay. Here's a fun riddle that if you watch Alice in Borderland, you'll see it featured, but this is like over a decade old. Okay, I love this stuff. So don't feel dumb if you don't answer because I couldn't answer it. A lot of people I know, nobody knows the answer. All right, brace yourself. If you have, okay, hold on. I have a Okay, should I write this down? No, I'll just mimic it. I'm good at. All right. So here's a riddle. You are standing in front of a door, okay? The door has one light bulb inside. And then outside there are 3 switches. A, B, and C. Okay? 3 switches labeled A, B, and C. So you're standing outside of this door and the door has 1 light bulb inside. The light bulb is currently off. You only get to open and close the door 1 time. So right now you're looking at the door, you see the light bulb, you can turn on the light switch, turn it on, but when the door's open, you can't turn on the light switch. Sorry. Wait, no, hold on. Hold on. I know the right way of saying it. You can only turn on the light switch 1 time while the door is open. Okay? So first the door is open. You get 10 minutes to solve this. So within 10 minutes, you have a door that you're staring at with a light bulb inside. You can only turn on one of the 3 light switches when the door is actually open. So you have A, B, and C, and you have to now figure out which light switch actually which lights up that light bulb. How would you be able to figure that out? Being able to only open the door 1 time, and then you have to, well, then it's closed by the time you're switching on the switches, and then you open it 1 more time. Has anyone heard of this? Was that crazy confusing? Did you guys just totally not listen to me when I was saying that? Again, door, 1 light bulb inside, 3 switches labeled A, B, and C. You have 10 minutes. How are you going to figure out which light switch opens which light bulb? Okay, so for example, if you think it's A, you can turn on A when the door is open before it closes. But then that's it. Once you turn it on, you have to know which light switch opens up which light bulb. But when the door is closed, you can then move other switches. Jeez, you explained that so well. Are you being sarcastic? Because I didn't think that was. Ken Buzzy's like B. No, how would you know if it's B? I'm saying A, B, or C. I'm not asking you guys to tell me if it's A, B, or C. I'm asking you for a strategy to then know which of these switches can light up that light bulb. You have to come up with a never heard of it trucking all day. Oh, really? Interesting. I've literally heard this over and over again, like in the past 10 years. I think the switch is inside the door room on the right. JF, no, I'm not asking where the switch is. The switch is right here, okay? So you get your switches here. 1, 2, 3. A, B, C. You're staring at the door. 1 light bulb inside that door, okay? And right now you're able to move 1 switch when the door is open, but then if you move that 1 switch, you have to guess which switch correlates with that light bulb, right? But you wouldn't know, because if you were to open up A and let's say if you're lucky it lights up, then you know it's A. But if it doesn't light up, it could be B or C, right? And your shot is done, you have to guess. So the rule is that you can close the door and you can flip up or down as much switches as you want. But then when you open the door, you can switch one of the switches on or off 1 time, and then you have to guess the answer. Terrence D, one of the switch. You guys are killing me. Open all 3, Bennett Jr. Yes, you can open all 3, but then the question is, how are you going to know which one's which? There's actually a way of knowing exactly which switch lights up which light bulb. And for those of you that have kids, oh my God, please tell them this riddle. I think it's a great riddle to ask people. Makes you think. When I tell you the answer, you're going to be like, mind blown. But anyways, so like I said, you get 10 minutes. You have your 3 switches, the door in front of you with the 1 light bulb. And then there is an actual answer to this as to how you can figure out exactly which switch 100% lands you that light bulb. I'm just hoping the light blows when I turn it on. I'm so confused, Terrence Lee says. Is this multiple choice? No, this is a riddle to ask you to figure out which light switch opens up the light bulb that you're staring at. It's just that you have to close the door and move the switches. So if you're okay, so for example, if you think it's B and you turn on B, by the time well, you can only turn on B when the door is closed, for example, right? So you turn on B, you open the door. I mean, you open the door and then it's lit. So then you know for sure it's B. But if it's not lit, you now don't know if it's A or C because you can't, with the door open, you can't move the switches anymore. So that makes sense. The switch closet. You can't see in the room while the door is closed. No, you can't see the light when the door is closed. It's like one of those doors where they don't let you see anything. It's not like a bathroom door where you get to see the light. This is fun. I'm surprised nobody is guessing it. I guess it's because you've never heard of it. Don't worry. I did not know the answer. Use your phone light, Ken Bussy. Way to go. Thinking outside the box. But that's not the answer. The answer, when you hear it, is very logical. This is something you're just going to have to calculate. It's C because you can't see Jubilee. But no, it's A, B, or C. And then the correct answer that you're going to tell me is it A, B, or C? Okay. You're going to just tell me how I'm going to figure out which switch opens up that one bulb. And yes, one of the switches does open up the bulb, but you're just going to have to tell me how you're going to figure it out with your one shot of closing the door and then opening it again within, like, you only have 10 minutes to do this. You get to close, you get to open, but just by the time you open it, you pretty much have to guess. You have to guess, is it a yes? Is it A, is it B, or is it C? Scroll up, check my answer, Don says. Okay, wait. Let me see. Don says pick B before you open, then pick A after you open it. If light is on without switching B back. Wait, pick B before you open. Okay, so you're gonna, but what do you mean pick B before I open? Then pick A after you open if light is not on without switching B back. No, that's not the answer. But how do you know it's not C, Don? What if it was C? But yes, you are good on the fact that you can close the door and then open it up and then decide. But you only have one shot at knowing. You only have one shot at picking one. Like which one is the actual switch that turns on that light. It's just that you're able to switch around whatever you want when the door's closed. And then when the door is open, you know what? Yeah, actually, the hardest version I could tell you is, let's just pretend you can't turn the switch, okay? I think maybe it's confusing you guys. There's another version I'll tell. I found it on Google. Then Marco, don't ruin this. Hold on. I'll just tell you guys another version where you cannot. How about this? You cannot move the switches when the door's open. You can only move the switches when the door is closed. And then by the time the door opens again, you need to figure out which switch is which. There you go. I think that's less confusing. Yeah. You can still get the answer that way. Marco cheating. Yes, now I know how Marco passed all his high school tests. But this is like but I don't know which one you search for, Marco. We might have a different answer because I've heard this light switch bulb story like over and over again. So I'm just telling it my way. When you watch Alice in Borderland, you're going to see a different answer and like a different way, different rules. But at the end, the answer, there's only really one way to solve it. And when I tell you, you'll figure it out. 40K official, there's no way of knowing. Yes, there is. You just have to think outside the box, but logically. Rapidly turn each switch on and off. Whichever is flickering a spark of some kind has power. That's the switch. No, but that's a good one. Again, if it was sparking, you can't see through the door. So there's like no way, right? And now I'm saying to you, when you close the door, that's when you can turn it on and off within the 10 minutes. But when you open the door, that's when you can actually see the light bulb. Are you guys ready for the answer? Hint, what happened to a light bulb when it's on? Mega. All right. Lucy, I figured it out, but I will remain silent. GB love. Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys. I'm gonna tell you guys the final answer. Okay, so the answer to this is that, let's say you have, okay, you have the door open. You're looking at it. It's a light bulb that's off, right? You don't know which one it turns on. You have light switch A, B, or C. You just close the door, okay? And then for A, you can pretty much turn it on first because you have 10 minutes. Turn on A first. And then for B, you can wait till 10 minutes later and then turn it on. So B, you could turn it on after 10 minutes at the end. Heat check. Exactly, GB love. So A, turn it on for the entire duration of the 10 minutes. Okay, because you have 10 minutes to do this. You have the door closed, you turn on A in the very beginning, have it on for 10 minutes. B, you can just have it turned on at the end of the 10 minutes. And then C, don't touch it at all. When the door opens, right before it opens, you turn off A. And then you go inside, then you touch the, okay, well, first off, right now you know that you have A that's been turned on for 10 minutes, but you shut it off, right? And then you have B, which you're turning on right before you enter. So if it's actually B, the light would be on. And then C, which has never been turned on or off, which would just be completely cold when you go inside the room and you touch the light bulb. So this is more of a heat check. So yeah, that's your way of figuring out. If the light is on, it's B because you've already turned on B at the end. And if it's A, it would be off, but it would be hot because you turned it on for 10 minutes. And then C would just be cold and off because you never turned it on. So voila, guys. 40K is like mind blown. Dang it, I feel Dawn, you can test this out to your students. I'm so excited. I've actually asked this because I've like taught classrooms and done like teaching for a bit in my life as well. And yeah, students love it. But I think this is great for you guys to just like test out with, you know, your family or kids. I think more you do these though, you don't get so mind blown. You just get better at answering riddles. GB love, was that your answer? But like I said, I only remembered this riddle once I watched Alice in Borderland yesterday. It's on Netflix, and they did like a different answer. So I think the way that they did it, it's the same question. It's also heat check, but I think the way they solved it and the rules were slightly different. I think they let you turn on the light bulb when the door is open. But the proper question I was asked like a decade ago was actually more confusing. It was 3 light bulbs versus 3 light switches. So if it's 3 light bulbs and 3 light switches, actually you can change this question up in a different style. 3 light bulbs and 3 light switches, A, B, and C, just means you would have to do A for like, let's say you just change the question to like if you had an hour. Then you can say you turn on A with the door closed, you turn on light switch A for the first hour, light switch B for I don't know 30 minutes, and then C, just never turn it on. And then when you go in, you'll see 3 light switches, the heat check, you can see the difference in the heat, and then the last one will just be cold. So that's also another version. That's the real one that I heard when I was young. What if it's like a lead fight that doesn't really get hot? Okay, Sean, good way to question these questions. But yes, you it doesn't work every single time. In reality, I don't think all light bulbs perfectly can heat up in 10 minutes. Sometimes it doesn't get that hot. Yesterday, I saw Bo Burnham Inside on Netflix. Highly recommend. Bo Burnham. Okay, interesting. I don't think I've heard of that, but I'm going to copy this down and put it in my notes section. Lead gets hot, Marco says. If the light is off, then go and feel the bulb with your hand. If the bulb is hot, then switch number 1 controls. And if the bulb is cold, then switch number 3. The one you did not touch controls it. So yeah, I like Google better, Ken Bussy. Yeah, you could cheat your way on almost everything with these riddles. I'm sure Google has all of them. I'll save this one for later. I have a bunch of these riddles that I remember from a while back. That's like from these murder mystery crime shows that I watch, but it's like more to test out if you're a psycho. Yeah, I'll save that for another time if we're talking about scary movies. Everyone was overthinking it, lol. It's like, how do you put an elephant in a fridge? Open the door and put it in. Yes, trucking all day. That's like one of my favorite. That's like the stuff you ask children, and they're probably more likely to figure it out than adults. I failed that. No, I think they ask you in 3 steps, how do you put, that's what I was asked. I was like, so people ask me like in 3 steps, how do you put a giraffe in a fridge, right? That's how it worked. Like, how do you put an elephant in the fridge? 3 steps. And then wait, do you guys know this? In 3 steps, how do you put actually I have a feeling some people don't know this. In 3 steps, how do you put an elephant in the fridge? One, you open the refrigerator. Two, you put the elephant inside. Three, you close the door. But then the next question after that, trucking all day, I don't know if you remember this. How do you put a giraffe in the fridge? In 4 steps. Do you know the answer? I'm going to give you all some time. How do you put a giraffe in the fridge? In 4 steps. Go. Before solving the riddle, I choose C because you can see and live his BCD choice. C between B, birth, and death. Oh my god, GB love. Troll. No, LOL. Oh, so you don't know how to put a giraffe in a fridge in 4 steps? My goodness. Done. Open fridge, take elephant out, put giraffe in, and close the door. Yay! That is the answer. You're supposed to ask it right after the elephant one. Then it would all make sense. Oh my goodness, I should totally, on my next Twitter space, it should just be like a riddle game. But you guys already know these two, so you're not allowed to participate. Well, no, on Twitter spaces they don't really let you talk, huh? Oh, I have to like let people talk. So yeah, I'll just ask riddles and then answer them myself. Give people like 30 minutes to guess and be like, all right, this is the answer. Fold its neck, GB love. No, we're not about to commit murder with the giraffe. You you are confusing me, lol. Lucha's gonna go to sleep at night being like, what just happened? And you guys are gonna be like looking at your light bulbs. Lucy, you're right. It's all about heat, like on the flight home when the hot blonde chick got up to go to the restroom. What? Oh my god, Luke. One bite at a time. Oh my god. Open the door, put him in, slam on his neck, then close the door. You guys are savage. Oh my god. What's with these murderous comments against giraffes? I love giraffes. I really want to go to one of those like zoos where you can feed the giraffes where they come down at you. But I don't know. I say this stuff and then I get scared of animals sometimes. I know they're not supposed to like, it's not like a tiger. It's not gonna bite my head off. But I'm just really worried of like freak accidents. That's why I don't know how these like, there's like this guy on YouTube I've watched. I don't know what he's called. Like, oh, I forgot his YouTube channel. But there's this person that just gets bit by, have you guys seen him? He just gets bit by ants. And like he just like puts his hands like on like these videos and he'll just have like these strange bugs like bite him and he'll be like, yes, I survived, and his hands are like all red and bumpy. So yeah, that's him making content, I guess. I'm just scared of like freak accidents, even with like the friendliest animal. Like I love to see kangaroos fight because I heard kangaroos can fight, and some of them are really jacked. Like I'd be down to see that from far distance, of course. Bye, Dawn. Take care. Thanks for coming in again. And all of you guys, if you haven't already, please smash that like button to support the channel. Also, make sure if you aren't, make sure you subscribe, ring that notification bell so you know whenever I put out other live streams from this channel where we do not talk about stocks and crypto, even though sometimes in relation to other things we talk about, it comes in a circle and we bring up money sometimes, but that stuff is usually for Living with Lucy live streams. Whoops, forgot to like, there you go. Thanks, Dawn. Why were they called the Dark Ages? Because there were a lot of nights. Do you have like a iPhone note section, Ken Bussy, where you're getting all this good stuff from? But lovely. Uh, Knights. I was reading, yeah, did I tell you guys from my mystery book that I still didn't finish yet? I finally like refreshed my memory on like the whole Camelot story and about all the knights in the round table. I don't know why. I kind of like just blocked that out of my memory for the longest time about all these knights, but I've heard of like obviously Sir Lancelot, King Arthur, all of that, and like Holy Grail, but I just haven't thought about it for years. So reading that, I was like, whoa, WTF. I didn't know that Sir Lancelot was tricked into doing it with, I think, was it King Arthur's daughter or some princess, but he didn't actually like her. But he liked the king's queen. That was his true love. But that was extremely whack. Even though I think that's a storyline that's been like repeated over and over again. It's like why do people cast spells on men to trick them into liking someone? You talking about me, Sean? What? Night Dawn, Night Froze. San Diego Zoo, Marco. Oh, you mean like where I can go to pet giraffes and feed them? Why do they call a two-door chicken home a coop? Because if it had four doors, it would be a chicken sedan. Oh my goodness. Oh, by the way, yeah, this is total like technical, like I guess company talk. But have you guys have you guys seen what a Lucid car looks like? And if you have, versus a Tesla, which one do you guys actually find more attractive? Because I was watching like different YouTubers today and everybody's talking about like Lucid Motors, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, because we're going to see their cars like on the road soon. But in terms of your opinion, like which one looks better in style? Because I think all these YouTubers I'm watching are all saying like Lucid Motor, their cars look so much better and like more appealing than Tesla cars. But am I biased and I just love Elon Musk that I'm saying I think the Tesla cars look a lot better in my opinion, but that's just me. Tesla Model S looks better. Okay, thank you, trucking all day. I think we're just on the same Elon boat here. Why do they? I'll write that one. I have seen the showroom, no cars in them. No, no. I've never really liked the look of Tesla. Sean says. Well, to each his own. Does that mean you seen the Lucid Motor one? It looks it's like I would say it's not that different from a Tesla, like from the outside. I mean, all EVs I think have that like advanced look, but in the front it just kind of has like one giant like silver line in the front. I don't know, it kind of looks like a big smile. It's cool. It's cool just in pics. But I don't know, I just don't think it's like I think people, maybe like certain YouTubers I was watching online, they're just making it like a bigger deal than it actually is. They were like, oh, it's so much better looking than Tesla. And I was like, I don't see how it's so much better looking. Tesla in Costa Mesa, CA has cars. Check it all day says. I drove by Beverly Hills Lucid on Monday, JF says. No car in the building. Well, I think they're being really heavy on production recently, and they claimed like a lot of cars are going to come out by like, I don't know, 2025. So we'll see. I can't wait to see like different EVs on the road. It seems like every company is talking about creating more EVs and they're going to be like at least 30% or 50% EV by like 2030 or something like that. We'll see how the reality is by then. I was wondering when Tesla will update their models. All brands renew their models every 3 or 5 years, but I haven't seen that with a Tesla. You mean like updating? Okay, updating their models, Marco. Yeah. I guess they only have S3, sorry, S3XY, which for the longest time I didn't know stood for sexy. But they're like venturing into so many other things that I don't even know, man. They must be so busy all day long and just running around like crazy because now they got their regular 4 models, they have the cyber trucks coming, and then we got the Tesla bots. I'm more excited, I think, for the Tesla like robots, right? Like that's just such a big game changer. And I think right now in the news we're always just talking about all this other BS that no one's really talking about the robots. Like that's huge. Potentially, you could just get I mean, there's Mr. Gox, right? You got your hamster that can do your trays for you. But what if in the future you're just going to get your AI robot to do your trays? Like, that could be the future, guys. Did you see Amazon's bot? No, I didn't, Golder. Let me Google that actually. I'm sorry, Jeff Bezos. I don't put enough effort into looking at Amazon stuff. Amazon robot. Should I type that in? Amazon robot. Or should I type in Amazon humanoid robot? Ooh. Okay, I don't think this is it. It just says shop Amazon robots, but these are cute. There's a remote control robot that popped up for me. $55.99 at Walmart, in case you guys were wondering, or on your trip to buy some Oreo cookies that looks like Pokemon. Oh, wow. Look at this dog robot, by the way. I mean, that's only 55 bucks. I can't wait till Elon Musk creates some form of like Doge robot, but that's a robot you could get at Walmart for $55. CNBC, Amazon just revealed its first home robot. Okay, this was 1 day ago. I'm quite late. Here is what it's like to use it. Whoa. Whoa, it just looks like it's kind of cute. I kind of like it. It just has these round circles, kind of like my selfie ring, like the ring, the rings that's lighting up my face right now. It just has like these circular rings for eyes on a screen. You guys see this? That's what the Amazon bot looks like. Hilarious. It's kind of cute though. I kind of wish that they made it look more like a Shiba Inu. That would be more adorable. We need ears. We need ears, Jeff Bezos. Amazon robot or Apple robot? I did not see the Apple robot yet. Did Apple also release news yesterday that they're making a robot that looks like this? Don't be fooled. Amazon's Astro isn't a home robot. It's a camera on wheels, The Verge says. Oh man. So Amazon just okay, I'm gonna click into it. Here's what it's like to use it. Key points. Amazon on Tuesday announced its long rumored home robot. The robot, which is named Astro. What's with, I guess, is it because it's Amazon? So everything they name has to be like Amazon, Alexa, everything that starts with an A. So now this is Astro. Hey, Alexa, how much is an Astro?
Astro is a household robot for home monitoring with Alexa. Visit amazon.com/astro to learn more and see the latest information about pricing and availability.
Oh my God, so she knows. She knows about her cousin Astro. Okay, which is named Astro and costs $999. Will only be sold by invitation from Amazon at first. Ooh, making it exclusive. So I guess I can't even buy it unless I got an invitation from Amazon to buy. Okay. Astro roams around your house on 3 wheels and can be used to bring stuff from room to room. So it just moves around. Can it vacuum then? I would love to pay for a robot. Okay, I'm gonna pay $1,000 for a robot. This robot better be vacuuming for me while it's rolling around the house, recording everything around your house on 3 wheels and can be used to bring stuff from room to room. Cool. What can it bring? It looks kind of small. I don't think it can really bring me like. I could probably bring me a cup of coffee. I think video chat, play music. So basically, it's a moving Alexa. I don't think Alexa's too happy about that. Alexa's getting replaced. So Astro can basically do what Alexa does, right? And keep an eye on your house while you're away and more. So again, guys, what we talked about before, I think the ages of robot housekeepers slash servants have come. Yep, this is it. Uh, robots are definitely going to become our housekeepers, and they'll probably call the cops if they see burglars coming in, which I don't have a problem with. Um, so what, they just move around, bring me coffee, maybe. Maybe they're waterproof. I don't know how tell them to bring me soup and coffee if they're not waterproof, but video chat. I get video chat. Video chatting, you just stare at the robot's screen and then you just, I don't know, call your mom. And playing music is a given because you could do that with like almost all Amazon products, like the Echo Show and all that. AI technology is getting crazy. Trucking all day, that is totally true and also an understatement. And I think we're only going to realize it like 3 years from now and be like, whoa, what just happened with life? Uh, it can murder burglars. Colder. Okay, now I think that's a little bit like maybe 4 or 5 years from now, maybe. But then Amazon's gonna have to get through the license with the federal government and the state government if it's okay to have a robot carry guns. Now, I don't know about you, but even if that was the case in the future, I'm not sure I want my robot to carry guns. I'm not sure. Can it bring my responsibilities? Seriously. This is what some news say about Astro. Amazon Astro is terrible and will throw itself downstairs. So I guess it's best for people who don't have two floors at their homes. Developers reportedly claim. I don't think it's okay, but that's kind of like a vacuum, like a robot vacuum, I think. It usually just gets stuck in corners or falls down the stairs. The Jetsons cartoon had a Doge name. Oh, like I had a dog named Astro. I thought that was Drake's teaching. Lucy, noticed that at the airport, no matter which direction I come from, I have to pass the women's bathroom to get to the men's bathroom. Really? That's weird. Like there are two women's bathrooms to one men's bathroom. But I mean, if you've ever seen a female bathroom next to a male bathroom, I think it's quite necessary that we get more. I don't know. Women do take longer. That's true. Every mall I go to, every outlet, sometimes I wish I was a dude because I could just skip the line. It's madness. Oh, this which reminds me. Oh my god. When I was in Canada, I went to see a movie outdoors, and then like there weren't there weren't there you had to go to the restroom by going into porta potties if you didn't want to wait for the line. And the line was so long for the female bathroom that I gave up and I had to use the porta potty. I kid you not, I almost dropped this cell phone in this case into a lot of poop because the potties are obviously disgusting. And it was so weird. Like I had it in the back of I had a jean skirt with like a pocket at the back. I put it in, and then while I was talking to my friend, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go use it. And then I put it in, and in my head, I was telling myself, like, oh, that would be so funny if I dropped it. Like, yeah, you're going to remove that out of your pocket and like put it in your bra or something before you go. But I totally forgot. And then when I went into the porta potty, and okay, so I move so for girls, if you're going to the restroom, you could always instead of moving your skirt down, you could just move your skirt up. So I actually pulled my skirt up like over here. And then when I was done, I was pulling my skirt back down. And then when I pulled my skirt back down, the whole entire phone just fell out of my jean skirt. And it was literally like 2 inches away from going into the toilet. So it just dropped on the ground, which is also disgusting. Like there wasn't anything nasty on the floor, but I picked it up and had to like hand sanitize all over it. But that was literally like the worst moment of my life. If I was so glad I was like thanking the stars. I'm like, oh my god, that's a serious question. I questioned myself while watching the movie, like, oh my god, Lucy, if you actually dropped it in the pile of crap, would you go and grab it? Because in porta potties, some of them you can't even reach, even if you tried. Like it's so deep. Jasmine Thompson's like, LOL, I can relate. Well, I feel bad for you that you can relate. Woman taking over the world, Terrence Lee. The COVID from no, so I'm glad I didn't have to make that choice, but I love my memories and some of them aren't automatically loaded to iCloud. So if I lose my phone, I lose all my pictures and videos. So I think I would have to go and get it, but I don't know how I would be able to grab it if it did drop in because it's like too deep. So I might just have to actually walk away from it. So yeah. That's just a thought that popped back into my mind. Did you play Powerball today? Low Roller Scratcher says, I got one number. I won $4. Hey, what about you? Yeah. I've recently checked at least 4 tickets I had from Powerball in the past, not within one day or one draw. It was like within the month, and I lost every single one of them. Not even $1, guys. Not even my ticket back. Would you grab it, JF? Yeah. I like to think yes, because I love my memories, but probably no. And like given the situation, there were so many people like waiting in line to go use the porta potties and the restrooms. They probably wouldn't even give me the time to decide shall I pick it out or not. And I don't know. That's just disgusting. I guess that's why you should always carry a very, very, I mean, no one's gonna do that. But I was gonna be like, if you have a really, if I had a glove, like a, like a plastic glove all the way up to here, I would do it. Yeah, I would do it. Where do you even buy that? That would like that's something I need to pick it out because it was that deep. Isn't your phone waterproof? But it's in poop trucking all day. It's not that it would break, that it's waterproof, but like, would you really want to grab your phone from poop and then clean it? Not your own poop, by the way, mixed in with a lot of other people's. Damn, I forgot to play Powerball, Marco. It's okay. I played multiple times and I end up just wasting a whole bunch of money. CI is very popular stuff for Wall Street bets today. Low roller scratcher. Are you on WSB every day? Asking just because I'm curious. Because I used to go on it like every 30 minutes in 2020. Yeah, that's gross. I don't think most of you guys would be down to pick up your phone if that same situation happened to you. But how do we get on this? Okay. Did you guys? Okay, I don't know if Astro can actually bring me coffee though. I don't know how we got into this, but that's what I wanted to know. Can Astro bring me coffee? I don't think Alexa would know this. Astro coffee. Nope, it doesn't say anything like that. It just says it's a robot unlike any other. I think this is going to be very different though. I think Astro is going to clearly be very different from Tesla's like humanoid robot where it's like more of a human looking robot. Astro looks like more of a dog than a human or like a robot. Hey, Astro makes me tacos, please. Tesla bot can bring you coffee. I bet. That's why I think the Tesla bot can definitely do more tasks that you would want like a housekeeper to do. And I wouldn't put it past like these big companies to literally create like robot housekeepers. Like that movie the bio is it the Bio Man? The Bionicle Man? Is it the Bionicle Man? That yes, I think it was. Bicentennial Man. Bicentennial Man. Am I saying that right? Robin Williams. Robin Williams. That's going to be brought to life. Yes, I go there in Wall Street bets. I can swing trade. If double my money, I will cash out ASAP, then move the next stop. Repeat the same process. So, low roller scratcher, are you telling me that WSB has in fact made you some tendies? That's the question. That's what we really want to know. I don't think WSB helped me make tendies. I think if anything, I bought AMC the first time and then I sold, but then I went into AMC again because I read so much stuff on WSB. And then if anything, not blaming WSB because you can only have yourself to blame, but I think I did not use WSB the right way because clearly I end up losing money on it. People that will get the Tesla bot to fist up. Oh my god. Low roller. I'm in it for the long haul. We just need ETs to land and all our technology will be obsolete. Extraterrestrials. How do we know that they didn't already land? Which is, I know most people don't believe in it, but like I said, if UFOs are now a thing that's emitted by the government, somebody had those UFOs coming here, and I wouldn't be surprised if they put ETs in those UFOs. I don't know, or they could have just flown it from their planet or wherever without anything inside. Maybe they were just trolling us. I don't know. Have you seen the movie Paul? No, I haven't. What's that about? The government creates UFOs, Elias says. Trust me, they've been here since a while, Vox. So the argument, okay. So what Elon Musk says, and a lot of other people that don't believe that there are any extraterrestrials on this planet, is how are they keeping so low key? You know, like how are they capable of not revealing themselves. I mean, of course, I wouldn't want to reveal myself if I am an alien. I know there's been in the past a lot of people who claim they're like from another planet. I think there was like, okay, let me Google this, but I swear there was like a boy, right? There's like somebody like a child that claims they came from another planet, child who claims they are from Mars. Yes, claims to be, that pops up on Google. Child who claims to be from Mars. See, this is the type of stuff that I just can't buy into. Like, I'm sorry, I can't. Because I'll be like, all right, if you're from Mars, then send your mother and father down here with your magical powers. So, boy who claims to be from Mars, Boriska, I can't say that last name, starts with a K. Kiprianovich reveals details. So, a 23-year-old genius, okay, it's no longer a boy, that's like an adult, but 23-year-old genius Russian boy has recently claimed that he was born on Mars and belongs to a now extinct Martian race. Yeah, something about that. I know there's people who like seriously believe this, so I'm sorry if you're one of those people and I'm totally going against what you believe in, but for me, I will say I will only take somebody seriously when I see news like this, like with a 0.001% chance that they are right and I am wrong. But I will always leave that 0.001% chance to believe them because I think everything I know or I think I know in the world, you have to be open-minded enough to understand that you could be wrong, right? Otherwise you're just being obnoxious. So but I will say I don't buy this stuff. Okay. So this is just like so nuts to me that there are people out there who will read this and be like, yes, he did in fact come from Mars. So then the question comes, can you tell us how we can go to Mars like right now and the secrets that you have? Like if you I would believe in it if somebody claims they're from like another planet, but then they tell us something either about Earth or like some medical practices that changes our world. Then I'll believe in you a lot more, like give you a lot more credit than the credit I will not give you if you just say you're from another planet. Oh wait, no, it's so we go. What? Remember, I love the movie Paul. You're watching says I love the movie Paul. Hold on, sorry. Paul is a comedy alien movie. Oh, wait, no, you know what? I have heard of it. Is it Seth Rogen? Is he in it? I think I've heard of it, I think. But I definitely never watched it. Lower Scratcher says I only buy a few bucks on stock. Oh, that's good. Buy always what you can afford to lose. That's what I thoroughly believe in. Yeah, Russian boy from Mars. They wear a disguise to look like human guys, Golder says. Oh my god, that reminds me of the Adam's Family. The little girl says that. The little girl says she's a homicidal maniac who likes to dress like normal people because that's what homicidal maniacs do. They pretend to be like everybody else. Uh Remember a house 20x your size in the sky is what I see around with flashing lights multicolored. Yeah, it flew in the sky, no problem. I still wonder how it would fly. They better not make UFO with tax that we paid. I swear, Terrence Lee. Honestly, what do they we need like a clear ledger, and I don't know why this is not being voted on. Why do we not have a clear ledger on every single penny that was given through tax dollars and how the government is using it? Like, we should be able to, with our technology today and everything being more digital now, to see that, right? It should be on the government website, like every single penny, every single year. How are you spending that? The fact that that's not clear, like on a ledger, blows my mind. We are all connected to everything from the center of our brains. I think we are seriously connected, Mr. Nixie Fix It, whether we like to admit it or not, because I like to think that we everything is butterfly effect, so that automatically connects us. So even like somebody you walk by on the street that you think you'll never speak to, something that they do will eventually carry over somehow into your life, right? Like it's like if you help somebody and that person helps somebody else, but if you hurt somebody, then that negativity carries over to that other person. Eventually, it'll come to your friends and you back around. So I definitely believe in that. We are coexisting with other beings who share space and time with us, even though we might not always aware of. Yes, agreed. See, auto correct. Okay, well, sorry. Paul Rudd. Oh, so Paul Rudd was in it. Wednesday Adams. Yeah, I always thought that that was such a weird name. Sun Ra is a famous jazz musician who claimed to be an alien from Saturn. Yeah. Yeah. I just don't buy it. I don't think I've ever come close to believing anybody that said they had like either magical powers or it's the same thing to me as someone saying they have the ability to like tell the future. Uh Google WW2 Bell anti-gravity machine was almost invented technology from possible aliens. What? Anti-gravity. If we can actually do anti-gravity though, that would be fantastic. That means goodbye to aging so quickly. Do you think Space Force military branch was created to defend against aliens? I don't know, Chicken All Day. It was created to defend against somebody, and I think we have enough military on Earth. It could either be to defend against aliens, or I think space military is just necessary at this point because human beings tend to feel like the higher up you are, the larger you are, there's just there's more value in that. So I think this space race with like billionaires was obvious that it was going to happen eventually, and more countries are going to go far out, as far from Earth as possible, because there's just this notion of people thinking that if you are higher up above someone. It's kind of like how I feel about the way humans always build buildings and they're like this one's the tallest building on earth. Um this like race, this competition to be like high up there. Um yeah, I'm not surprised that they're going to pretty much reflect that, but in terms of like military and space. The higher up you are, the more powerful, larger you are. I don't know, eventually maybe Star Wars is going to happen and there's going to be like a Death Star. True, but I feel like I am more connected to the Hutchinses also. So what? I think our computers came from alien technology. Ever since Roswell happened, we got crazy new technologies. I've heard about that many times, Jasmine. And yes, my mind is open to that. What do you think mixing that with loose? What? Ginger brew mixed with organic vodka here? I've never tried that. But cool. I haven't had vodka mixed with anything in such a long time because vodka is like so strong. Uh that sounds like karma. Karma. Ancestry Treasury Records. Hey Eric the Go Guy. Does Geico really think that we are cavemen and is a CEO lizard man? I am drinking ocean spray cranberry juice. Great for your kidneys. Wait, why is cranberry juice good for my kidneys? Lipta? I don't know. I don't know about that, but I just know there's tons of girls who go on cranberry juice diet since like the early 2000s. I don't believe in it though, because whenever I look at the back of like any cranberry juice I see at the grocery store, it's always filled with sugar. So I'm like, how can you lose weight? Go hard and scrap what you need to get by. The Navy came out with a patent for craft that's basically a UFO that uses electromagnetic forces and something else I forgot. You can Google it though. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. I remember seeing like just a couple months back that some country is trying to recreate basically the power of Thor's hammer. Like they're just trying to control weather, like it's like weather weapons, so you can like have it thunder, have it rain down on hurricane on another city if you want to. Mix it with Jaeger also. I don't know. I've had Jaeger bombs many times in my youth, but I feel like Jaeger plus Red Bull, like it's good, but I think it just I'd rather drink other drinks now. I think that was like a time in my life. I've moved on. Yep, they do it all. Do it all. Yes, there is a book called The Day After Roswell. Ooh, interesting. I like to just watch, like, I don't think I've ever watched like a Roswell documentary. I'm sure I'll be able to find it on Netflix. There is plenty, no lack of alien stuff. I can assure you guys on that one. It was spacecraft program and the 8 command centers in it. Government put money on military over space projects, sadly. Yeah. Government put more money in. I think if the government didn't put so much money in military, there would definitely be less homeless people on the street and less children starving every day. Conspiracy theory, HAAPP in Alaska controls the welfare around the world. The weather, sorry, the weather around the world. I wouldn't be surprised that you can that mankind can already like have that technology, and there's probably some multi-billionaire, secret billionaire out there that already controls a lot of things that we don't know about. So I really wouldn't be surprised if a lot of freakish weather we'll see in the future, or maybe even recently, was possibly man-made. I wouldn't put it past that, because that seems like easier technology than us going to space. And I mean, Elon Musk with SpaceX already orbited around the earth with civilians 3 days. So that seems more intense to me than just recreating weather, right? Or faking out a storm. Jaeger and ginger brew. I like some ginger beer though. I love ginger. Isn't Jaeger bottom of winery and used to be used for medicine? Yeah, I have heard about that. Is Jaeger actually like, it started off as medicine, kind of like Coca-Cola? Coca-Cola started off as it was trying to be like a medicine, and it was supposed to be heated up. And then somebody discovered you could just drink it cold and add a bunch of sugar to it. There is an interview to the colonel who wrote that book on YouTube. Paula Harris did that interview, the woman that you saw. Yeah, I remember her name. I like the root beer, like the not your father's root beer. Not your father's root beer. Yes, that one's not bad, but I like a nice PG-13 root beer float as well, just with some simple ice cream. All right, guys, I'm gonna peace out. I know I usually do really, really long live streams with you guys. There will be more of those, don't worry, where I just shut off the sound and watch my Netflix. Being there for emotional support. But like I said, I need to watch my Alice in Borderland Netflix show that I'm hooked on. I'm only in season 1, like episode 4 or something. So I'm gonna go watch that and snack. Peace out early today. Thank you all so much once again for joining me. If you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed. Smash that like button so you can come on in for my next chat here. Truckin' All Day says, I remember it was snowing in Watts, California 20 years ago. Someone probably said, wow, it snowed in California? That's nuts. I thought California never snows. Watch me make it snow in Compton. What? Oh, man. Are you abandoning us? Yes, I'm ditching you for Alice in Borderland because it is that good. I love Squid Game. You guys know, like, I think Squid Game is great. But I think now I see it being hyped up so much, like all over the media, that I'm like, okay, it's really good. I would give it like at least an 8 or a 9 out of 10 for like a recent TV show series. But it's not like, I don't think it deserves that much attention. I think now that I'm watching Alice in Borderland, check it out if you guys don't believe me. I think Alice in Borderland is actually better in terms of like it intrigues you to think deeper about your surroundings, life, and technology. There's just a lot more provoking thoughts from watching Alice in Borderland. And I think that's why I came up with I just had this moment of like freedom and like not feeling anxiety. And I was just like super happy to be alive. Probably from watching that. Do you only get it every day? Yes. Peace out, guys. What app is Alice in Borderland on? So I watch it on Netflix, just like Squid Game. Alice in Borderland is a Japanese, but you can dub it so you can listen to it in English, or you could just watch subtitles. I'd rather listen to it in Japanese and just read the English subtitles. But extraordinary, well written, a lot of crazy games. The riddle that I asked you guys earlier with the light bulbs, they featured it in that show. Obviously it's not the writers of the show created, because I heard it 10 years back, but check it out if you want to watch something that provokes thought. Good night.